If you can play single notes, this one exercise can turn you into a blues harmonica player. We're gonna start with this. And by the end, we'll be playing some legit blues. This one exercise trains your ear, your technique, your timing, and sets you up to be able to improvise. And you'll feel all 4 of these as we play this together. We're gonna take this step by step in levels. Stick around for level 4, because that's where this stops sounding like an exercise and starts sounding like Little Walter. Grab a C harmonica, and if single notes are still new for you, I'd start with Beginner Blues Harmonica Lesson Number 1, and then my Single Notes for Beginners lesson. I'll link both of those below. If you're ready, let's start with level 1, the basic riff. You don't need to be able to play perfect single notes for this. That's part of the point of this exercise. It's gonna make your single notes better. So we're gonna start with that same bass line we did in Blues Harmonica Lesson Number 1, but this time we're gonna do it with single notes like this. That starts with the draw 2, then draw 3, draw 4, blow 5, draw 5, blow 5, draw 4, and draw 3. Draw 2 can be a tricky note at the beginning, and so if you're struggling with that, because the blow 3 is the same note, it's fine to substitute the blow 3 for now. So we're gonna play the new riff everywhere we do the draw chord in the form, and then for the rest of the time, we'll play exactly what we played in Blues Harmonica Lesson Number 1. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, congrats, you're playing a single note blues bass line now. The best musicians are great listeners. This riff is already helping you to feel that 12-bar blues form. And it's also building your technique, which at this point means nice clean single notes, smooth movements between the holes, and better breathing. And speaking of breathing, if you find your lungs so full they're gonna explode, the secret to keeping our lungs empty is we need to push air out of our nose using what we call the nose push. So try playing the riff, but when we get to the blow 5, instead of playing the blow 5, I want you just to blow air out of your nose like this. Do that a few times and then start bringing the blow 5 back in, and you'll start to see what the nose push is all about. So far, we've only been using bass lines on the draw chords. Let's take it to the next level and fill in the middle and the ending. Everywhere we have our blow chord, we're just gonna play a 1-bar pattern of 4 simple notes. And that is the blow 1, the blow 2, the draw 2, and the blow 2. And yes, again, if the draw 2 is tricky for you right now, you can sub the blow 3 instead of the draw 2. So the whole middle section sounds like this. Okay, so that's the middle of the story. Now let's work out the end. So for our climax, we're gonna try something a bit challenging. We're gonna start on the draw 1, then slide up to the draw 4, then we're just gonna stay there and blow out and breathe back in again. So we've got to learn how far that slide is from the draw 1 to the draw 4. And the best way to do that is to do it one hole at a time, really slowly in full sloth mode. Then you start to do it at a nice, comfortable, slow speed. Then you start speeding it up gradually. And then at some point, you're going to overshoot it like this. Oops, that's too far. So then you've got to recalibrate. Oh, still too far. Then you got to slow it back down again. All right, there it is. And this is the kind of playing around that you'll probably need to do to get comfy with our bass line on the climax. And then to emphasize the turnaround a little bit, we'll cut the final bass line short and then put in a draw 2 and 2 draw 1s. So the final ending of our story altogether will sound like this. so now that we know bass lines through the entire story, let's put it together and jam with the band. 1, 2, ready, go. Now you're not just playing a riff, you're playing through the form. Even if you're just barely keeping up, this is huge. You're doing some serious work right now. Playing these simple rhythms is helping you to develop a steady pulse and a good feel. And whether you're totally cruising through this or just barely hanging on or totally overwhelmed, a clear practice path helps a lot. So if you want to get serious, I've linked my step-by-step course Beginner to Boss below. You can check it out over at harmonica.com. But right now, this still sounds a little bit like an exercise, so for level 3, let's make it bounce. So once you've got that basic exercise, we're gonna make it bounce. And to do that, we're just gonna whisper yada, yada, or I like dada, dada. So our draw chord bass line will sound like this. The fancy name for this rhythm is swung 8s. Whereas straight 8s are perfectly symmetrical and sound like this. Da, 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 da. It sounds pretty robotic. Blues has more of a lope to it. Da, 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 da. Technically, that comes from the triplet, 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 da, 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 da. But you don't need to remember any of that. Just say da-da and copy me. So we're gonna do the same thing for our blow chord riff, just saying da-da. And if you want to put a little frosting on top, we can do a triplet on the last beat, going from blow 2 to blow 3 and back to blow 2, like this. I'm not doing any articulation there, I'm just blowing. But that's optional. You can just say dada on blow 2 there if you want to. Okay, so we're good for the middle. Now let's look at the end. When we get to the climax, we're gonna start on the draw 1, up to the draw 4. Blow, draw. Now getting from the draw 1 up to the draw 4, it's kind of a big jump and we have to get up there pretty fast now. And so we can slide into it, it sounds fine like this. And honestly, the hardest part is kind of getting from the last draw 4 back down to the blow 1. So the same thing, as soon as you hit the draw 4, you can just fall off of it, meaning you can slide to the left, so you're back at the whole 1 when you're ready for your blow, like this. And it actually kind of sounds cool. This is one of the fun things about harmonica. Adjacent holes usually sound good. You can slide into things or sometimes play 2 holes. Okay, and this sounds way more like real blues now, not just an exercise. So we're gonna jam it with the band. Remember, you can slow down the video if you need to. Let's do it. 1, 2, ready, go. Same notes, better groove. But we don't want to stop here. It's time to make this really sound like classic blues harmonica. Level 4, the special sauce. Now I've mentioned before that the last 2 bars of the form are called the turnaround because they turn us around back to the top. And this is a place where we can really insert a lot of flavor and flex without stepping on the singer's toes. This is the kind of thing that blues players use on real gigs. And I'm going to show you a turnaround that I learned from the Godfather himself, Little Walter. It starts on the draw 2. And then here's the tricky part that you're going to want to practice. We're going to slide from the draw 1 to the draw 2, back to the draw 1, blow on the 1. And then we'll end with the draw 2 and the draw 1. So the whole thing sounds like. So putting that all together, the ending now sounds like this. 2, ready, go. Alright, big congrats if you're still with me. I know it's a lot, but there's no bending, so this is really achievable for a beginner. Like if you've only been playing maybe for 6 months or a year, this is totally achievable. And it's training you to become a serious blues harmonica player. Alright, so remember you can slow down the video. Let's jam this with the band. 1, 2, ready, go. That's a real turnaround. Yeah! You can use that. Once you can play riffs through the 12-bar form, the next problem is obvious. How do you stop relying on memorized riffs and start making up your own solos? Let's work on that right here.